Mac keyboard shortcuts are powerful tools that make our lives easier, but some tutorials online make them seem really difficult and even scary.
Before we begin, let's talk about the one thing every keyboard shortcut has in common, and that is its structure. It's made up of a modifier key and a letter or a number.
On a Mac, the modifier keys are Command, Option, Control, Function, that's the FN button, Shift, and Caps Lock.
Before we get into the shortcuts themselves, I want to show you the #1 mistake people used to make when I used to teach one-on-one lessons at the Apple Store. And that was trying to press both keys at exactly the same time. But that's not at all how it works. It's more of a 3-step process. We're going to slow it down to keep it really simple.
For our example, we're going to use Command Space. It's one of our favorite shortcuts because it gets you to Spotlight search.
As I said before, the mistake people usually make is they try to press both buttons at the same time because it sounds like you should. Super inconsistent and can be frustrating, so then people just don't use shortcuts. But it's just not how it works.
First, press and hold the modifier key you need, in this case, Command.
They're called modifier keys because they don't do anything on their own. You can hold down modifier keys, different ones, different combinations all day long, and you're safe.
Step 2 is to keep holding the modifier key and then to press the shortcut key once.
In this case, it's space, so I'll just tap space once, and notice I haven't let go of the modifier key yet.
And the third step is to let go of the modifier key.
The most important thing is to not let go of the modifier key until you've pressed and released the shortcut key. Press and hold Command, you can do it all day long. In this case, our shortcut key is spacebar. Press, release, then let go of the Command key.
Let's talk about what Spotlight Search actually does. It allows you to quickly open any app or file on your computer.
To open Spotlight, as we said before, press and hold Command, tap the spacebar, release Command. And as David said, you can quickly open an app like Safari. I'll just type in SA. You get a drop-down menu here, and you see Screensaver is actually highlighted. I'm going to use the down arrow key to come down to Safari, and then I'm going to tap Return on the keyboard to open Safari. It's that easy.
Spotlight is one of those keyboard shortcuts that works in any app on your Mac. Let's say you're counting up your Scrabble score and you need to add 15 plus 21 plus 65 plus 32.
133. To exit Spotlight, you can use the Command Space shortcut again, or just tap the Escape key twice.
Another essential shortcut is Command Q. The Q stands for quit.
I'm currently in Safari. To quit it, I'll press and hold the Command key, press Q, let go, and then let go of the Command key.
There are tons of really useful typing shortcuts. We're going to start with the basics and get more advanced.
I have a couple notes in the Notes app, so I'll open the Notes app first using Spotlight. Hold Command, press space, release Command. I'll just type in NOT. It suggests Notes. I'll tap Return on the keyboard to open up Notes. I have 3. This is a note. It's just some sample text we're going to work with. Let me open up the story of the tortoise and the hare. I'll put this one over here. Then I'll make this window a little bit smaller by dragging it to the left. And I'll open this first one.
Cut, copy, and paste are 3 of the most essential keyboard functions, and you can do them very quickly using keyboard shortcuts on your Mac.
Let's talk about the difference between copy and cut, which is the first part of this process. On my Mac, I'll highlight this is a note, and I'll press Command, then press C, let go of Command for copy.
Let's say we wanted to paste this at the end of the note. Let's move our cursor towards the end of the note. Then we're going to use Command V to paste it.
Right. Command V, let go of Command.
When you copy text on a Mac, it doesn't remove the text that you highlighted. That's not true for cut.
Here's how cut works with the same text. I'll highlight this is a note, and this time I'll hold the Command key and press X for cut. The text disappears. Where did it go? It's on the clipboard, which is kind of like the cloud. You don't see what's on the clipboard, but if you copy something or cut it, that's where it lives until you paste it, and it keeps living up there until you copy or cut something else.
The way to paste cut text is exactly the same as the way to paste copied text.
I'll type in, what did we just delete? And now I'll paste in the text that I cut before by holding Command, press the V key, and let go of Command. So what did we just delete? This is a note. And watch what happens if I hold Command and press V again. V. This is a note. V. This is a note. You can just keep on going.
Maybe you're doing a reenactment of The Shining and you want to write, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. You don't need to type that out over and over again. You can just use keyboard shortcuts.
I just went a little crazy here. What if I want to undo what I just did? Fortunately, there's a keyboard shortcut for that, which is Command Z. Press Command, tap the Z key, let go of Command. That just undid one of them. What if I want to undo more? Hold Command Z, 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 and I just haven't let go of that modifier key.
And if you went too far, you can redo with Command Shift Z.
Command Shift. So this is our first 2 modifier key shortcut. Again, you could just hold this down all day long, tap the Z key. There we go. We get one more. This is a note.
You can select all the text within a document using Command A.
Command A. Highlighted all the text. But now what do I do with it?
Well, this isn't very good, David. Let's just hit that delete key and get rid of it all at once.
Delete.
Command A can be really useful for teachers who think that their students are using ChatGPT to write essays. Copy all that text and paste it into a plagiarism checker.
As we're using these keyboard shortcuts, sometimes you'll make a mistake. And that's when Command Z, which is the undo shortcut we just mentioned, can really come in handy. So I'm going to undo what we just did by pressing Command, hit the Z key, let go of Command.
Our next shortcut is one you might be missing from your PC days.
On my Mac, let me tap in here. It'll come right before it's. If I use the delete key on my Mac, it deletes what's before the cursor.
But the delete key on the Mac was not called delete on PCs, it was backspace.
But there was a delete key, and it was over here. You can get to it using a keyboard shortcut. So if I hold Function and hit delete, it deletes the text in front of the cursor. PC users might be saying, this is awesome. I never knew I could do that on a Mac. Our younger viewers are saying, why the heck would I ever want to use that?
We're covering a lot of shortcuts in this video, and for me, repetition was key when I was learning keyboard shortcuts for the first time. We are making a PDF of all the shortcuts in this video for our channel members.
So for a shortcut to becoming a shortcuts master, join our channel by clicking the join button right below the video.
Next, let's level up our text navigation on the Mac. You probably know how to use the arrow keys to navigate around text.
But there's a much faster way to do it. I remember the first time I saw someone do this. It was at the Apple Store. Member of the business team. Blew my mind.
When you hold the Command key and use the arrow keys, you can go all the way to the start or end of a line, or all the way to the top or bottom of a document.
One at a time, I'll hold Command and hit the right key. Notice my cursor has gone all the way to the end of the line. I'll keep holding Command, tap left, beginning of the line. Command down, bottom of the document. Just keep holding Command, Command up, top of the document. Very useful for navigating.
Command goes really far. You can go less far using Option.
This one's more useful for me. So if I hold the Option key and I'll just tap the right arrow key, the cursor is going to hop between individual words. Could go the other way too. And instead of Command down, which would go to the end of the document, Option down goes to the end of the paragraph. Can tap it again. It's a new line, so it just goes to the next new line. End of the paragraph, and the up key works similarly, it just goes up. So this is all great to know how to do. It's great to be able to move your cursor, but this gets even more useful with one more modifier key.
And that modifier key is Shift, which allows you to highlight text as you go.
If I hold the Shift modifier key alone and then press the right arrow or the left arrow, it's going to go one character at a time.
The next is Option Shift, which does one word at a time.
So I'll just go left and right, and you can see that I'm highlighting one word at a time. If I wanted to just highlight hair laughed, for instance, I can hold the Option key just to navigate first, and then I'll hold Option Shift and write a couple more times.
And you can highlight an entire line with Command Shift.
Command Shift, I'll tap the right arrow to get the whole line. If I tap the down arrow, I get the whole document. Just like Command goes to the bottom of the document, Command Shift goes to the bottom and highlights to the bottom of the document.
How are people going to use this in their everyday lives?
Right, just to show you how this can be very helpful. Let's say instead of one day, I wanted to say one lazy Monday afternoon. Then I want to copy this, you may be fast as the wind, but I will beat you in a race. Command C, and I just come down here and maybe I'll go to the bottom of the document, hit enter a couple times, paste that in there. You may be as dumb as a rock, but I will beat you in a race. As you can see, it makes your text editing process much faster, and you do get used to this process over time.
One of my favorite keyboard shortcuts that I use pretty much every time I write an email is Command K.
And the K is for link.
Link.
It's the K at the end of link. Command L was taken. We'll tell you about that one later.
Let's head to the Gettysburg Address, and let's say, for example, we wanted to make that text at the top, the Gettysburg Address, a link to the web page where we downloaded it.
I just so happen to have a link to the website with the text of the Gettysburg Address where I got this at the bottom of the document. So to get down there, I'm going to hold Command and use the down arrow key. Then to highlight just this line of text, I'm going to hold Option Shift and hit the up key. Now I'm going to cut this text with Command X, let go of Command. Now I want to go up to the top of the document again, Command up. Now I want to highlight this entire line, Command Shift right. Now we're going to use Command K to add the link. Command K, then Command V to paste in what I did, then just tap the return key.
You can also bold or italicize text quickly using keyboard shortcuts. Command B will make this bold.
Hold Command, hit the B key, let go of Command.
Command I will make it in italics.
Command I. And if you want to unitalicize something or unbold it, just Command I for the italics, Command B, kind of a little toggle switch there.
I think I've had enough of the Notes app. Let's close it using a keyboard shortcut.
So we've talked about Command Q, which quits the app. You can close the window with Command W. Command, tap W, let go of Command. I had another Notes window open, so that gets highlighted now. I'll tap Command W again, and this is where Macs get a little weird, because you can close all the windows of an app, and the app is still running. It doesn't actually quit the app like it does on Windows. The way I know the app is still running is I see Notes in the upper left-hand corner of the screen, and I also know it's still running because there's a little dot down here underneath the Notes app at the bottom of the screen. If you see a dot underneath an app, that means that app is currently running. Safari is currently running, and Finder is currently running, but Finder is always running. It's just always on.
If we wanted to quit the app to stop it from running in the background of our Mac and potentially draining battery life at the same time, we can use Command Q.
I'll hold Command, tap the Q key, and let go of Command. Now the Notes app is closed. It says Finder up here. No more dot underneath the Notes icon.
Now let's talk about some really useful Safari shortcuts that make it a lot easier and more efficient to browse the web.
Bonus, most of these also work in Chrome.
Let's start by opening Safari using Spotlight.
Okay, I'll hold Command, tap the spacebar, type SA. It's already saying open Safari. I'll just tap the return key. Now I'm in Safari. Much faster than using the trackpad. I love it.
Let's go to a website, let's say ESPN.
ESPN. Suggested, tap return.
If you wanted to open another tab in Safari, you could tap the plus button in the upper right-hand corner of Safari, or you could just use Command T.
I'm going to use Command T. Command T. I get a new tab, and let's open Yahoo.
The easiest way to change tabs on your Mac is by using keyboard shortcuts.
That's right. Command 1 will go to the first tab, 2, second tab, 3, 4. I love this one. It actually makes a lot of sense.
You can also use Command Shift and then the bracket in the direction you want to go.
Command Shift and then right, and this will just kind of scroll through all the tabs and they loop around.
This is really useful when you have, 15 tabs open on your Mac.
If we want to close a tab, the easiest way is to use Command W, which is the same as the close window shortcut. It just works for tabs too. Command W will close that tab.
And if you accidentally close a tab you wanted to leave open, you can use Command Z to reopen your most recently closed tab.
Command Z.
Command R will refresh the web page that you're on.
Okay, Command R. It's useful if something's not working right.
Maybe we wanted to leave ESPN and go to a different website. We could click on the address bar at the top of the screen, or we could use Command L.
Right. Command L for location, not for link. That's why link got sent to Command K.
Sometimes when you have a lot of tabs open in Safari, you just want a fresh window. You can get one by tapping Command N.
Command N.
And to quickly switch between windows in any app, you can use Command tilde.
So hold Command and tap the tilde key, and you can just keep on tapping it to go between those windows.
Maybe you're a student who's in a computer lab class right now. You're playing games and the teacher starts walking over. What do? You have a few options.
The first one is Command M for minimize. So if I do Command M, it goes right down in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. I can just tap on it again to bring it back.
You can also use Command H to hide the window.
which is more of an instant thing. And it doesn't go down there, but you can just tap on Safari again to bring everything right back up.
Or you could just use Command W since this is the only tab open in this window.
Command W will close the window.
You can also use Command Option W to close every other open tab in Safari but the one you're currently reading.
It can be very helpful if you have 20 tabs open and the only thing you really need to focus on is the one in front of you. To do that, as David said, I'll hold Command and Option and then hit the W key, and now Yahoo is the only website.
Next, let's talk about the first shortcut our video editor Zek learned how to do when he switched to Mac.
And that is how to take a screenshot, and there are a few different options for how to do this.
The first is Command-Shift-3, which takes a screenshot of your entire Mac display.
All right, Command-Shift, keep holding those, then I'll tap the 3 and let go of Command-Shift. You'll see in the bottom right-hand corner, we get a little preview, which then zips off the screen to the Documents folder.
You get even more options with the shortcut Command-Shift-4.
Command-Shift-4. You get this little crosshair on the screen, and I could just draw a box around the part of the screen I want to take a screenshot of. Let's say I want to take a screenshot of this beautiful weather, then just let go. I get a little preview, just like before, and then that little screenshot ends up in the Documents folder.
If you press Command-Shift-4 followed by the space bar, you can take a screenshot of the open window.
Command-Shift-4, I'll tap the space bar, the window highlights, then I'll tap once, and I get a screenshot of the entire window, as David said, with the drop shadow.
What if I want to get rid of that drop shadow?
Right, easy. I'll tap Command-Shift-4, space again, and instead of just tapping this time, I'm going to hold the Option key and then tap. Now I get the screenshot without the drop shadow.
It's very helpful if you're a YouTuber who takes a lot of screenshots.
Next up is Command-Shift-5, which brings up the screenshot toolbar.
On the very left-hand side of the toolbar, that captures the entire screen, just like Command-Shift-3.
Right, then the next one over, capture selected window, like Command-Shift-4 and space, or capture selected portion, like a very slow version of Command-Shift-4 without the space bar.
If we press Command-Shift-5 again,
Let's open that back up.
you'll see we have that little stop button at the bottom of the screen.
This is the screen recording section. So if you're not taking a screen recording right now, you will see two options, one of which allows you to take a screen recording of a certain part of the screen, which is kind of like how this one works. And the other option is to take a screen recording of the entire screen, which is exactly what we're doing right now. And that's why we see a stop button.
Let's say we wanted to open Preview with an image we downloaded earlier today. It's in the lower right-hand corner of the screen.
Right, I will tap on the Downloads folder in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, and then I'll tap on the image to open it in Preview.
Let's say we wanted to open something else in Preview, like one of those screenshots we took earlier today. We can do so using Command-O.
Command-O for Open also works in a lot of different apps. Right now I'm in the Downloads folder. Our screenshots end up in the Documents folder, so I'll tap on that. Then I can come on down here, pick one out. How about this one?
Perfect.
All right, I'll just tap Return to open it up.
Earlier, we showed you how to use Command-tilde to switch between different windows open in the same app. But you can also switch between all the open apps on your Mac.
And that's using Command-Tab. So if I hold Command and tap the Tab key once, and then let go of Command, I end up in Safari. But that's only half the story with this. So I'm going to hold Command and hit Tab, and then I could just keep hitting the Tab key without letting go of Command until I'm on the app I want to be on, let's say Preview, then let go of Command.
You can also navigate in the opposite direction using Command-Shift-Tab.
Right, so I'll hold Command and Shift, press Tab again, press Tab again. You could just cycle through backwards.
One of my favorite Preview shortcuts is Command-R, which rotates the image you're looking at.
Command-R will rotate the image, super helpful if you're taking photos on your iPhone that end up going the wrong way.
I use it all the time when I have scanned documents and some of them are facing the wrong direction. I can just use Command-R and get them all lined up the same way.
And if you remember, in Safari, Command-R refreshes the web page. In Preview, it rotates the image. There are certain keyboard shortcuts that work everywhere. Command-Q for quit, Command-W closes the window. But there are other ones that only work within specific apps.
And there's an easy way to see the specific shortcuts for the app you're using. If you come into the menu bar and we click on any of those options.
Tap Tools here. One of them I use a lot because I do a lot of image editing is Adjust Color. So I can click on Tools and then click here. But you can also see that there's this Option Command-C shortcut.
And this is where you need to know what those symbols actually mean. It could be a little confusing at first.
Fortunately, Control, Option, and Command are all labeled on the keyboard. The one that is not is the Shift key, and that is this little arrow that means Shift. So Shift Command K would remove the background from this image.
That's a really cool shortcut.
How about that? We just learned one here.
Let's use that.
Command Shift K.
Wow.
Okay, that's actually pretty cool.
How is that? That's amazing.
It is.
Easy PNGs.
If I wanted to save it as a PNG, I'd do Command S for save.
Let's say you wanted to make it bigger. Command plus.
Command plus. Command plus. Just hold Command, keep going in. Command minus will zoom out. And then my favorite shortcut, which is adjust color. Command Option C brings up this little dialog, and I can make it really saturated if I want to make them stand out more.
Let's head back to Safari to talk about a couple more shortcuts.
All right, I'll just quit preview with Command Q. Let go.
We just showed you Command plus in preview. Command plus in Safari will zoom in on the page.
Command plus. Just keep holding Command. Again, like we said in the beginning, these modifier keys, you can hold them down all day long, no problem. You can hit Command minus to zoom out, or if you get lost somewhere in between, Command 0 will get you back to the default view. Works in Chrome as well.
To adjust the preferences in any app on your Mac, you can press Command comma.
Hold Command, press comma, and we get the preferences for that individual app, as David just said.
And now that you are a Mac keyboard shortcut expert, check out this next video to learn about all the Mac settings you need to turn off now. We'll see you there.